I'm very appreciative, Chair Powell, of the explanations that you're given in anticipation of all of the questions that we have about Main Street and other facilities. Earlier this month, our committee held a hearing on the need for further federal assistance to state and territorial governments. Although each of the state governors at that hearing can borrow through private markets at more attractive rates than the municipal liquidity facility currently offers, they affirmed the need to keep the facility as an option in the future, and the Guam governor urged the Fed to make the facility available to territories. The Republican witness, Dr. Holt Eakin, a former Congressional Budget Office Director and staff economist for President George H.W. Bush's Council of Advisors, said, and I quote, "The mystery to me has been the performance of the Treasury in using essentially $500 billion to backstop Fed facilities, including the municipal liquidity facility. This seems underutilized in my eye, and I don't fully understand why that hasn't happened. That is something that can and should be more aggressively used." So, Secretary Mnuchin, at a time when a wide range of businesses have been frustrated that they have been unable to access Fed facilities, again, like the Main Street Lending Program, and we've heard the excuses that were given for that, and we have Republican and Democratic state governors pressing for more assistance. Do you agree there is more that Treasury can do with the $500 billion Congress provided you to enhance these Fed facilities to support the economy?
I unfortunately think there's not more we can do, and that part of the reason we agreed, if there's potential legislation, is to reallocate that money to better use. Almost every single one of the facilities has extra capacity. I think that in the case of many businesses that haven't been impacted by the virus, they're able to borrow in the private markets. As it relates to Main Street, we've worked very hard with the Federal Reserve to roll out this program. It's based upon underwriting from pre-pandemic, and I know there's been some questions. We do expect to take losses on that, and we're working closely with the Fed on that facility.
Secretary Mnuchin, of the $600 billion available through the Main Street Lending Program, only about $2 billion is going out the door to 118 companies. Would Treasury object to the Fed eliminating the Main Street Lending Program's minimum loan threshold of $250,000 so that small businesses and minority-owned businesses who need smaller loans can access the program? Let me just say I'm appreciative because when we started out, when they first rolled out with the Main Street program, the minimum requirement for the loan was $1 million, and you did reduce that to $250,000. I'm asking, can you go further in the reductions so that the loans can be made to smaller businesses? Secretary Mnuchin.
I'd be fine lowering that to $100,000, and we'll consult with Chair Powell afterwards on lowering it.
Chair Powell.
So there's very little demand in the facility below $1 million. There isn't much interest at all below $1 million. So this would have to be a different kind of facility. It wouldn't look like Main Street. I think extending credit in those small quantities would require a facility built from the ground that would be quite different than Main Street. It wouldn't have the same requirements. But we can talk about that. It wouldn't look like the current Main Street facility, though. It's just a very different kind of a thing.
Well, I'm aware of how the Main Street facility was created for the mid-sized businesses, and also I'm very much aware that they have to repay those loans. But we have so many small businesses still eligible for PPP and beyond, and certainly they would repay those small loans that they could get. It is not that they are absolutely looking to have those loans waived. So you think that something can be done?
It's possible. I really do, though, think that this is more appropriate for PPP loans, which are in the nature of grants. I think that's a better way to approach these trying to underwrite the credit of, hundreds of thousands of very small businesses, it would be very difficult. And I think PPP is a better way to approach that space in the market, and I think you were well advised to use that.